All right, YouTube. So, Charlie Kirk was on Fox News talking about the violence there in Chicago over last weekend. 0 arrests have been made, and, he did a man on the street thing where he was talking to the residents there, and he's a native of Chicago. I didn't know this. But yeah, basically talking to all these folks. A couple things. Charlie Kirk is probably going to run for president one day. Probably going to do that. Candace Owens will probably run too. They're both very powerful people. And not just in... I'm not talking about their material power. I'm talking about their personal power. They have a lot of... they have very high persuasion skills that are much like Trump's. And another thing, too, is that this video was in YouTube trending news, and they're obviously doing this. They're putting more Fox News videos here in trending because they want to look at it or they want to make it look like, oh, we're conservative friendly. Fox News is neocon, in a lot of ways. I mean, they're Trump populists, but they're, when it comes to foreign policy and the Vatican, they're very neoconish, so it's kind of bad. Oh, man. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, but there's not much else to say. I mean, I've already just talked about this at length with all the gun violence in Chicago. The solution to ending all this gun violence is to let the law-abiding citizens own guns, because you're essentially creating a black market for these folks to get guns and then shoot the innocent people. 0 arrests, by the way, so good fucking job, Rom. Total butt buddy with Obama. I'm just taking the gloves off here, honestly, because he, all these people, like Mueller's butt buddies with Comey, Podesta's are butt buddies with Hillary. I mean, all these people, they're fucking sick, man. Honestly, I really hope that this 4D chess comes to fruition, because all these people deserve to go to jail. They really do. And it's not even and that's not even hyperbole. They need to go to jail because our country is in dire need of a revolution, and you just cannot keep ignoring that, folks. You cannot keep ignoring that, because it's happening. It's happening right now. And InfoWars has said it. There is a war on your mind, and it's absolutely true. Operation Mockingbird in the media. They're trying to feed you all this bullshit about how Trump is a racist and blah, 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 when in reality he's a fucking patriot. He's like one of the founding fathers. Absolutely. I'm not even going to hold back and be all pussyfooted about that. It is absolutely correct that he is a patriot. Just the way he's going about it. The way he rallies the country. I mean, look, folks, when I watch his rallies here on my phone, it's like, I feel like I'm there, and he's got that type of personality. And look, he was an entertainment figure for many years. The fact that he's able to transition over to politics so easily is pretty fucking remarkable, and kind of making me wonder why he didn't do this much earlier in his life. And he flirted with it back in the 80s. He was talking about it on Oprah's show. Absolute mad lad. He's like, yeah, I think I'd win. This was in 88, almost 20 years before the election, so fucking genius, man. So yeah, he was planning it, I guess, and I definitely want to look into that whole Tesla connection, because he might be a time traveler. You never know with the whole Barron Trump book, you never know. That was a pretty good take. I'm going to end on that. Just waiting for the timer to get to a certain marker, but folks, we are winning the war on everything, and that's A-okay with me.